Whoa. Wow, check it out. What is this place?
I don't think it's a theme park. Maybe a casino? But I've never seen anything like it before.
Well, I guess it's worth taking a look.
Why, hello there. Is our selection to your liking? I didn't mean to pressure you into choosing something. We're all friends here, you know. As long as you have money, of course.
Not very subtle, are you?
I just tell it like it is. Would you rather I lie to you? Some free advice. Stick with what you're comfortable with, and you won't regret a thing. But it doesn't hurt to experiment a little. Try a few different things.
Good day and welcome. Oh, you come from an interesting and familiar time. Have we met before?
If we did, I don't remember. So what is this place, anyway?
Well, my friend, this is a haven. A little morsel of heaven. We stand far above the dull reality of the outside world. This is a place that only exists in dreams. A happy notion. A manifestation of the mind.
Is it almost like a rift in time?
If that's what you took from my words, then yes.
Speaking of which, I wonder how Saz is doing. He used to have a little chocobo just like this one.
It'd be funny if he actually came here, too.
Got a smile upon you. You wanted us to come here.
The gates link places and eras that are connected somehow. Do you remember the forbidden history? The one Caius was talking about? I'll bet we'll find some clues here.
200 years ago, you learned the forbidden history, and were entombed in that tower as a consequence.
Could this be the tower?
The Proto-Fal'C project was begun in 13 AF, under the direction of the Academy. The objective was to develop an artificial Fal'C in order to re-levitate Cocoon. The project was proposed and designed by Alyssa Zidell and directed by Hope Estime.
Do you realize what this means? The Academia Fal'C must have been built by
He
Hope.
needed the power to float Cocoon.
Vanille and Fang. He did it all for them.
But then Caius took control of the artificial Fal'C, and now we need to find out why.
Outer perimeter now accessible.
Was that us? From before? This machine can show different eras.
He might have been watching us from here the whole time.
Do you mean Caius?
If that's who he really was, the Caius we met in Academia seemed different to me. I don't think he was the real Caius.
How could you tell?
We used to spend a lot of time together. We were both guardians. Warriors who were charged with protecting the Cirrus, Although I was young back then, just starting out. Anyway, he took off. Left me and Yule on our own. I couldn't protect her. Not by myself. Then, when it was just me left, a portal appeared. I went through it, and next thing I knew, I was in Valhalla.
You met them there, didn't you? My sister, and Caius.
I don't know why I keep running into him wherever I go. But I do know he wouldn't sacrifice the Cirrus. It's not in him. There's no way he'd allow Yule to come to harm.
Well, we've got to find him. Yule brought us here, and we have to help.
Yeah. Not again. It's so frustrating.
What's wrong?
I'm missing some of my memories. I'm trying to think about what happened after Caius left us, but I can't remember how Yule died. But I remember her face. I remember it like it was yesterday.
All areas now accessible.
That was Caius, right?
So he is here. But is he the real Caius? There he is. Now we grab him and find out if he's the real deal.
The circuits are tangled with another age, Kupo.
It's being jammed by a paradox.
Maybe we can fix it with a key from another time.
Kupo!
Two entities from different times cannot coexist. If this were to occur, history would be infused with contradictions. This would lead to a distortion causing the entire world to collapse. The subjects require further analysis. Hypothesis. Their existence has initiated a distortion in history, and the entities are a living paradox.
I'm not very good with all this fancy machinery. What's going on here exactly?
The system that controls this facility has been hacked by someone from the outside. Wherever they are, they're trying to use the network in an attempt to override the system somehow.
So basically, some bad guy snuck in and took over the tower? Well, there's an easy solution for that. We just need to find him and solve this whole problem. Case closed.
The security system's been hacked too, so the security bots are just pieces of metal. And I don't think the person behind this is actually physically here. It seems like the culprit isn't even in this time at all. They're accessing the system from somewhere in the future.
Lucky for us, we have the means to get there. Let's give them a piece of our minds. Come on.
Warning, this is an emergency alert. This is a DataNet security alert. Academy DataNet.
And our work here is done. No more intrusions from the future, right?
Looks like we're safe. The network's back up and running.
We never got to find out who was behind this whole thing, did we?
Yeah, I don't know who it could be. Who would go through all the trouble to take control of a tower from the future without a demand of some sort?
It really makes you wonder what they were after, huh?
Analysis complete. Due to actions taken by the subjects, a possible future has been deleted from the timeline. The subjects pose a serious threat. For the security of future operations, precautionary countermeasures are being initiated. Subjects will be eliminated.
The paradox has been resolved.
Now the tower back in 200 AF should be open to us, Kupo.
The future city of Academia is overrun by Seath. And the sealed pages of history, may hold the reason why. Caius was here in this tower, where the secrets of the past still lie. Lightning, it was our faith in the tiniest chance that helped us get this far. We might not know what kind of answers are waiting for us, but there is one thing we've learned already. When the path ahead is too dark to see, sometimes it's important to just keep going. That girl, isn't that Alyssa? What's she doing in this time period?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. She doesn't know who we are. I guess she's not Alyssa after all.
Alyssa?
We used to know a girl who looked like you, but that was a long time ago now.
My apologies. I must recalibrate my previous greeting. It appears that you are acquainted with the original.
Original?
I am a duplicate of the Alyssa Zidell entity. My design is based on her biophysical data.
How'd she...
She's a machine!
A fabricated life form. Or a living machine. The semantics are irrelevant.
It's like the liveliness has been sucked out of the Augusta Tower lately. The people there are all so quiet and almost robot-like. Although, I'm not human, so what do I know? Anyway, back to business. Open up that wallet and shower me with Gil. It's really quiet around here, so I've been talking to myself a lot, trying to keep things lively, you know?
Alyssa, you haven't had any other visitors recently, have you? Like someone called Caius, for example.
The Caius entity came through recently, accompanied by a green-eyed girl. They were proceeding to the top of the tower.
Yule as well? Why is she here?
No, do you think Yule came here to tell us some kind of secret? Maybe the forbidden history that's supposedly locked up in this tower.
Trying to look on the bright side, are you? Still, you might just be right. If it means protecting the true timeline, the Cirrus is bound to help us.
If anyone knows the secrets of this tower, it'll be Caius. If it means resolving the paradox, we have to talk to him.
We make the first move. Sounds good to me. Let's get our future back.
Alyssa, will you take us to the top floor?
Of course. This way.
If a person is created artificially, do they still have a spirit?
They say spirit is a gift from the goddess, given to humans and humans only. We're studying contradictions, with the freedom to make mistakes and...
This way, please.
What's happening?
Is this a paradox?
Go see what's happening. On it. What is this? No.
What the hell was that?
This was an effect of the paradox. You just witnessed an event that took place on this spot 187 years ago.
Wait a minute. So, you're saying the real Hope and Alyssa were murdered?
Yes, after the tower was completed. During the Proto-Fal'Cie development project, the artificial intelligence and humans came into conflict.
The artificial intelligence killed them? Because they were in the way?
I'm afraid so.
Hope and the others were killed in this tower. And then, after they were dead, the AI took control of the Academy.
A broken fal'Cie was created by a broken artificial intelligence. Humans were betrayed, and then they were wiped out.
And the duplicates were mechanical puppets that were built to hide what happened.
You two have seen it now. You've seen the forbidden history. People who know too much have to be buried.
It stopped moving.
Looks like they closed the door on us. Well, now we've seen the forbidden history. Does that mean we're stuck here for good?
200 years ago, you learned the forbidden history, and were entombed in that tower as a consequence. But now you stand before me alive and well once again. What can that be if not a paradox?
Do you remember what Kaya said? In his memory, the next thing that happens is... we die.
That's why he acted the way he did. As far as he was concerned, we were supposed to be dead. He saw us 200 years later, assumed it was a paradox, and tried to get rid of us.
But there's a way out. If we can survive now instead of dying, that will automatically change history. We can save the future.
Agreed. Alyssa and Hope's fate are in our hands. It's not over yet. Not by a long shot. This is great. The artificial intelligence that killed Hope and his team now seems hell-bent on killing us.
So you don't think the Proto-Fal'Cie and the other AI are being controlled by Caius?
No, I don't. Someone else is pulling the strings.
I'm still putting my money on Caius as the bad guy. I can't prove it right now. But I bet both Yule and Caius are waiting on the top floor.
I don't buy it. Even if Yule is here, it's in her role as a Farseer. She would never agree to this kind of cruelty. Plus, this is not like Caius at all. He doesn't stand by and talk while others do the work for him.
I hadn't thought of that. Last time he attacked us right away, and now he's hiding behind the fal'Cie and the artificial intelligence.
Yeah, he's leaving everything to the machines. Something's not right. We're getting close. Let's take it down!
We can do it, for Hope For Alyssa, for Academia! Your turn!
Too easy.
This must be the heart of the system. I know it's a...
Yule, are you on your own?
Poo-poo. I brought you this.
Why? What should we do with it?
You must protect the timeline. I saw you in Erba. I trust you. I believe in you.
We're in the same time as when we met in Erba. So you're the same Yule.
Yes.
But who are you? Who are the Farseers?
I am the Cirrus of the oldest tribe on Pulse. My visions of the future are recorded and stored in the Oracle Drive. But that is long in the past. There is no more need to record the prophecies. I have Caius now.
What do you mean?
He is tasked with protecting the Cirrus and remembering her visions. Now and forever, he will remember the entire timeline. Caius. He is beyond death.
What? You mean he can't die ever?
The Cirrus possesses the eyes of Etro, and inside Caius beats the heart of chaos. The goddess has gifted him the curse of eternity. He is a guardian, and his mission is to protect the Cirrus. The power to see the future is a terrible weapon. It can turn history into chaos.
But then, I don't understand. Why are you helping us? I mean, you do know we're trying to change history, right?
History has already been broken. The timeline had been twisted before I met you. The distortion leads to a future of death and destruction. If you change the future, you can change the past and correct the distortions. The miracle that saved Cocoon has already been altered. Someone who is meant to survive did not come home.
Someone who was meant to survive. You mean my sister? You do, don't you? You're saying that lightning shouldn't have disappeared that day.
It was because the future was changed.
So if we keep traveling through the gates and resolve all the paradoxes that are happening...
Yeah.
If you change the future again, the true past will be restored. The past that you still remember, Sarah. Together, the two of you can correct the timeline.
Did you hear that, Noel? We've been doing the right thing all along.
Yes. Can you tell us something else? Someone has been laying traps for us inside this tower. Do you know who's behind it?
Your enemy. It is here inside the tower. It has generated the contradictions that threaten you. The machine is sentient.
A machine? So the Caius who we met earlier in Academia, he was...
An imitation created by the machine.
And what about the other Caius? The one we saw in the tower?
He is real. He brought me here. And when we are finished, he will take me away.
Let's go.
Yes, go. And please, let me see a new future.
We'll do it.
Good. Everyone is smiling. This is the future I wanted to see.
I shall remember your pain. It will be carved in my heart, together with the memories of every other Yule, cursed to die this way.
I'm worried about Yule.
Kupo.
Yeah, but if we're going to fight, we can't afford to have doubts. She's hoping for a better future and believes we can make it. Look, the fake Caius was sent out from this place.
But where's the enemy that Yule warned us about?
Proto-Fal'Cie. So this is what Yule meant by sentient machine.
This thing has been behind everything. It's the one who turned the people into Seath, and it's the one who's been trying to kill us in the tower. Understand. How did the future Proto-Fal'Cie end up here?
This place must be like the void beyond. A crossroads where the future and past intersect.
And that would enable time travel. Noel, do you realize what this means? The Proto-Fal'Cie could have used this place to travel through time and infiltrate the artificial intelligence. Then it could have manipulated the AI to kill all the humans in the tower and build the Fal'Cie of Academia's future.
You're saying the Proto-Fal'Cie took control of the AI and ordered it to build the Proto-Fal'Cie. It's a closed loop. A chicken and egg paradox.
Right. A paradox is exactly what it is. The Proto-Fal'Cie was trying to protect the distortion that gave birth to it.
And it knew all along that it was part of the paradox.
Just a sec. If the Proto-Fal'Cie can manipulate the past, that means
It could travel back in time and rebuild itself.
As long as the crossroads exist, you cannot defeat the Protofal Sea, Kupo!
No way!
Hey! What are we gonna do now?
Mog!
We gotta stop it!
No!
Sarah, now! Perfect! Okay, my turn! See how you like? No good. Time for you to go away! For good!
We did it!
Yeah. Thanks to Mog, huh?
Kupo! You guys play her up, Kupo.
You saved the day.
Thank you. You did great. Again!
This is Hope's fault.
Huh?
He was the one who started building these things. Protofal C and AI both. But will you listen to me? Looking around for scapegoats. These fights are really starting to wear me down.
I don't blame you.
It's not gonna do us any good whining about the mistakes of the past. If we don't stop this thing from regenerating, we're never gonna get out of here!
I got it! It's not reaching through time and reviving itself. These are all just test copies of the Protofal Sea.
So you're saying the original hasn't shown itself yet? It does seem to be a little different every time we fight it.
Right? And if that's true,
We just have to keep taking out copies until only the original Fal'Cie is left. Let's do this. I'm starting to think there is no original Fal'Cie.
I guess my theory was wrong.
It must have a core it regenerates from. We can attack that directly.
Mog! Kupo! You gotta help us. Search the Fal'Cie for its weak point.
Kupo? Kupo, Kupo, Kupo!
You can do it!
Kupo! 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 No good, Kupo!
Poor little guy.
Sorry, Mog.
Kupo?
There must be something we can do.
Mog can't solve everything for us.
The machine is manipulating the past. But then, there's no reason we can't either. Please, I hope you're watching this. Hope! Can you hear me? I've got a bone to pick with you. These machines you built
Sarah!
are driving me nuts! Ah!
did it, Sarah.
But I didn't do anything. At least, I don't think I did.
Sarah, are you all right? Can you hear me?
I'm alive.
Oh, what a relief.
You worry too much, Noel.
Kubo.
Noel isn't himself these days. I wonder if it's because he can't remember the future. It's understandable. No one wants to think they'll forget something that's important to them.
You know something? When you get mad, you sure do remind me of your sister.
Careful. She might be watching you now.
Kubo.
If we are returning to a better future.
Kubo.
I'm sure of it. We did it. We actually did it.
I think Yule must be happy now.
This is what you wanted to see, wasn't it?
Welcome to the future, you say.
Are they real?
Kubo.
Now, is that a polite way to greet old friends? I mean, we haven't seen each other in what? How many years?
It's been all of 390 years. I guess you guys have been busy, huh?
Please come by my headquarters when you get a chance. You're guests of the Academy. Alyssa?
Later!
Where do we find the Academy head office?
It's probably the most impressive-looking building. What about that one? Hope told us that he invented a machine called a time capsule. That's how they got here. Back in 13 AF, Hope devised a plan to build an artificial fal'Cie. It was called the Proto-fal'Cie Project. He wanted to use the new technology to re-levitate Cocoon. But then one day, Hope saw a certain prophecy in the Oracle Drive.
So I activated the Oracle Drive and watched the prophecy. I saw you fighting the Proto-fal'Cie, and I saw you screaming out at me. Your machines are driving me nuts!
Well, I was getting pretty ticked off by that point.
Well, exactly. So we were forced to reevaluate the project, and eventually abandon it.
Okay, you saw Sarah getting mad at you, so you canceled your project, and then poof, the Proto-fal'Cie disappeared. Is that about right? We didn't destroy it so much as it never existed in the first place.
We were following the wrong path to the future. If the Proto-fal'Cie had managed to get control of Cocoon, it would have made itself the second Eden, and we'd be back where we began.
Yeah. It would have been just like how it was on the old Cocoon.
We realized we couldn't let that happen. We had to levitate Cocoon using only human technology.
Right. Not to mention that if you had kept with the original plan, your machines would have killed you.
Really? Then we owe you our lives. Thank you.
Funny, you lose your temper and the whole future changes. So, I bet you're dying to know how we came to the future, huh?
Kinda.
You've heard about the time capsule we used? It's a device that slows down time only for its occupants. The effect is caused by the creation of a powerful gravitational field and, well, essentially we just slept as the outside world flashed forward into the future.
This capsule of yours, it can't take you back, can it?
Unfortunately not. And considering it broke down after a single use, I doubt it'll prove to be a popular method of time travel.
You risked your own life for the sake of Cocoon.
Oh, the director was there with me. Hey, Sarah. After coming to the future myself, I think I understand how you must feel. The Academy has welcomed us with open arms, and we can research as we always have, but sometimes I get these terrible anxiety attacks.
Alyssa...
Please, Sarah, you have to let me apologize for the way I treated you in the past. Maybe you can't forgive me for that, but I hope as fellow time travelers, we can face the future on friendly terms.
This should do the trick.
The Academy has made progress on its investigation into the 13th Arc. At this stage, there is good news and there is bad news.
Let's hear the good news first.
We've discovered that the Ark's reactor is powered by an ore cluster known as the Graviton Core. By collecting these, there's a possibility that the new Cocoon will be up in the sky in no time.
That is good news.
Yeah, okay. So now you gotta hit us with the bad news.
Each ore cluster provides only a certain amount of power. The 13th Arc, for example, requires a single graviton core. We're going to need multiple cores that we can't seem to find.
Need a hand with the search?
If there's one thing we're good at, it's looking for weird objects.
We could use the help. With you two on the case, we'll have those cores in no time.
I'll put together some data on Graviton cores. Check in with the Academy front desk. Did I tell you? The director is inventing a new device.
The Academy has been making progress on the development of a paradox weapon. A very powerful weapon that feeds on time-distorting energies.
Using a paradox against itself, huh?
Exactly. There's a possibility we may come up against the man who appears in the Oracle Drive recordings. The war has already begun, and we're fighting to protect the future itself.
A battle to the end, against Caius.
But, Director, didn't you say you were missing a certain material?
A chaos crystal. It's a solidified chunk of paradox energy, but according to the data, it doesn't exist in this time period.
Well, hey, you've still got us.
And we've got the Historia Crux.
I knew I could count on you. Once you've found the crystal, I can build you a prototype.
Alyssa told me all about you. You're helping us find the Graviton cores, isn't that right? And perfect timing, I just got an update with the latest info.
This ore, is it really that valuable?
Oh yes. The Academy have sent survey teams all over the place. They've searched everywhere, but they haven't found a shard of the stuff. But according to this latest data, our scientists used resonance imaging to identify a possible deposit. So we do have a defined location where a team can start looking. But it's just...
It's just what?
Well, it's kind of in a different time.
Sounds like a job for us, all right. Here, show me that data.
We changed the future, but it still needs our help. I bet we can find that ore.
They need a way to lift the new Cocoon into the sky, and we can help them do it. Maybe that's why we've been brought here.
Kupo!